She knew it was about her, wasn't it? She knew. Okay, Nimai and Radhya is 2 beat, so one of you get on the thing.
What 2 beat?
The complicated one. Do you know? You can play the simple one if you don't know. Yeah.
Joy.
You got on there, Radhya grab the other.
Okay, so
Simple.
everybody raise your hand, please. Bolo Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Bo. So warm welcome to today's special satsang program for Sunday. Is Radhe, who just got overwhelmed by her birthday wishes. She's flat out, look, she's jumped out. I can't believe a 1-year-old picks it up. It's about me. And they have sponsored the Parashurama as well. Give me a big round of applause. And there's a cake as well. And what a week we've had. And 7 days of Bhagavatam Katha. And we all got enlightened and we got certificates. I've seen the picture. Everybody's holding a certificate. You know?
It's good. It's really good.
It looks like we're really scholars here. You know? Don't mess around with us. You know? And then what was it? Marriage tune-up or tuning?
Tune-up.
Well, marriage tune-up, right? That was really good workshop. And it was full
Well
house,
attended as
wasn't
well,
it?
yeah, well attended.
And we got lovely comments and all that. And one of the comments was, we would have loved to pay for it. Next time we will. But that means they found it, that it was useful for them. And I think Braj Sundar, we should applaud him for bringing this to Coventry. Come on, another round of applause. And I must thank our Guru Sevak. He's really impressed with you, and I think you really shouldered him, you hosted him, and then you sat with him, did all the work for it. Even this morning you were doing, I don't know what you were carrying on doing. Was it another workshop?
No, he wanted to talk to me about actually joining his academy.
Mahavidyalaya.
And then doing the workshops here.
Which is good.
He wants me to develop a whole program of Bhagavad Gita workshops with you.
Yeah.
Together. And
well, further good news, I got a call from somewhere, and usually if there's no name, I don't answer. But something told me, let me answer. So I answered it. And he goes, I am Harshad. We met at Lakshmi Narayan Mandir, and Bhagavad has given me your number. And I goes, yeah, how can I help you? He says, I have a land near Stratford. And he asked me before as well, because, we talked about, he goes, what is it about? He goes, I want to make a Gaushala, I goes, I'm not a cowherd boy. I said, I don't know anything about it, so I don't want to get involved. Because, no, there's more to it. He said, we'll arrange all that, but what we need is that, that temple like yours comes and teaches Bhagavad Gita and teaches, I thought, whoa, I don't believe it. We are not chasing anybody. The calls are coming in. It's near Stratford. I told him just the other day, I went to Stratford school, primary school, and I gave a presentation on Hinduism, and they loved it. They said, the teacher said, I've never seen kids in RE with their eyes wide open and excited, And I thought, this is great. So as we talked, I said, okay, send me WhatsApp, we'll talk. He wants a committee to come and visit him. He lives near Luxley or something. It's a village or something. Yeah, so he says, God has been nice to me. He helped with the Lakshmi Narayan Mandir and the Coventry Mandir. Hare Krishna goes, help them, meaning build them up. And I thought, I don't believe it. Who's doing it? You're doing it.
They're doing it.
So I got that call and I said, look, Birmingham, they got a Goshala. And he said, I've been there. I says, my land is much better and whatever like that. It was really sounding promising. I said, okay, I'm not a cowherd boy, but I know somebody who is a cowherd man. So I did mention, I said, he knows all about it. My Guru Maharaj used to like cows. They had 100 cows. I said, but you got to have the medical, because I don't want any cows dying on our hands. So I said, we know people at the manor as well. But can you believe it? You know, a call comes out of there. So you do a good deed, because we did the Shobha Yatra. It cost us £700 ride. I'm thinking, but something good is going to happen. So he rang, and he really enjoyed the talk. And I was thinking, I'll break the good news saying, we are going on to education. And he said, we can have visits so people can see the cows. And then also understand the Gita and our Vedic culture. He was so excited. Afterwards, he goes, you know what? That was lovely talking to you, because I think we're at the right time to move on to, like you said, from small to medium-sized temple like that. So I'm really excited. You know, you'll be able to come to the program. It'll be much nearer to Stratford. You know, I mean, you just pop in. Yeah, I'm not late. I'm on time. You know, and so this is good news. So it looks like when you, oh, this is another bit I'm going to share. Vidura and I and Guru Sevak knows. Whenever you do Bhagavatam, something good happens. We think we're going back to Godhead, but sometimes Godhead comes to us, you know. So what happened, this student came, and you're going to love it. Bhagavatam story is all about Parikshit is going to be bitten by Takshat. He's a snake. So he's going to deliver him, you see. So, yeah, we all know it. It just ended. It was the 7th day. So this Prabhuji comes there, and he goes, oh, Mala, can you give me Mala? So I'll give it to a few people. So I gave it to him. I goes, what's your name? He goes, Takshat. I goes, no, you're kidding. What was it? He goes, Takshat. I goes, you or somebody. Call over, guess what his name is? And I told Braj Sundar, I goes, Takshat is here. And I looked at Braj Sundar, I goes, he's Parikshit. He goes, no, I'm Sukdev. Because he spoke the thing. We couldn't believe it. I've never seen a saptah happening and a guy walks in and goes, my name is Takshat. Not wanted, not welcomed. But he said that. But he's a very sweet guy. He might come today. But I know, I was just thinking something's going to happen. So when I got this call, and I was just thinking, we hope we are qualified to take up having a Goshala. And you've come, you would like to serve, you know, you served elsewhere. And there are people coming, walking in here and enjoying the rasa. Who's doing it? We're the same guys who are useless and never done anything, you know, right and whatever. But somehow there's this pull and commitment coming. So we got to handle it with the responsibility, you know, not get excited and all that kind of thing. But let's, because I will talk to you because I don't know nothing about how, maybe a little bit, you know. Then he said, why don't you pay a visit and I'll show you the land and everything like that. Out of nowhere, you know. Then I told him that actually we are extending here and all that. And he goes, yeah, let's talk about it. So come on, big round of applause for Sachin and Anita Chan. They're really, I'm really excited. I think there's something happening here, you know. And he said, we can give, I want to give ahimsa milk. I said, you want to make sure you don't kill the bulls? And he goes, no, that's part of the plan. You know, the land is there. And we want, he said, ahimsa milk, you know, for the temples and for the devotees. I was thinking, what's happening? You know, this is fantastic news, you know, like that. Okay, so now we're going to start with the Kirtan, you're doing that. And then who's next in line after you? Usually Shani does. So yeah. Ritika, you'll be singing after him.
Yeah.
Ishani pointed finger at you, so tell her off. And all right.
Can you sing along with me?
Yeah. Is the mic connected?
Two, yeah.
The one.
That's a bit loud.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
You got the same. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
no more.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Jai Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Jai Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Special round of applause, please.
I think all of them did very well. Well done.
No, I'm saying specially. And then round of applause for Om, Aradhya, and I think there was somebody else. Okay, big. Oh, a little Arnab did very, very well. Yeah, all of you. Okay, so is Ritika there or she's disappeared? Is she there?
Prabhuji, there's feedback happening all the way through. I was hearing booming and stuff, so yeah.
Yatra. Do it. On Parashurama. Be nice.
Because I did it a few weeks ago for that thing, you know, that talk they do in London.
Oh, yeah.
But no one tuned in because it was Kirtan happening. So, yeah.
That'd be nice.
Do it.
Try it. You know, get a rest in my voice. No. Do you want to play the harmonium?
She can sing. That is not.
Oh, okay. All right. But you can sing, and then who's going to back you up? You're going to back.
I need to get my class.
Yeah. Get your?
Find the class.
Okay. Right.
Sorry, pins it.
That's okay. I get the same. Whose mridanga is this? Yours? Oh, it's Dion's. Are you playing? It's being played. No, it looks pretty as well. Is that yours?
You want to sing? Ask her to this. Huh? Which one? I will.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Ruda.
About Nityanand, yeah? If we need the words on that.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise we can sing Hare Krishna, everybody can sing.
Yeah, Maha. Chalo bhai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama,
Rama
जय राधा
Applause for that. That was really nice. So warm welcome to everyone, and some of you come for the first time. Warm welcome again. Every Sunday we start at 4:30 and we finish whenever we are tired. Well, we aim to do Aarti at about 7 o'clock, something like that. But we believe in enjoying ourselves in our Krishna consciousness. And together with that, we have in-depth knowledge about our Shastras. And today I'd like to call upon Guru Sevak Prabhu to give us a talk. And you know, how many primary avatars are there? Anybody knows? There's many avatars of the Lordship. There's how many? He said 10. Without even saying it, he just, give me 5. And another 5, that's 10. So that's Dash Avatar. And one of the avatars is Parashurama. And Guru Sevak Prabhu spoke on this forum, what is it called? UK something. Huh?
I'm not sure what it's called.
Oh, you're not sure, okay. So anyway, he prepared a class from Bhagavatam, is second canto, do you know the? 7th chapter. Right, it's all from the Bhagavatam, and we've just had the Bhagavatam week. And so we're going to take subjects from the Bhagavatam and understand the different avatars. Many people, when they talk about Sanatana Dharma, they get confused saying which one is the God. You know, we have so many avatars. For Islam, it's easy, it's Allah. And for the Christians, it's Jehovah or Christ. They go for Hinduism, which one? So even the Hindus are confused, you know, and the children are very confused. They go to the parents, and the parents say, go ask your grandma. And grandma is ready to go and leave and, you know, go up. And then whatever she knows, she will say it. But please understand, there's only one God, monotheistic. Then polytheistic from there. Like there's one moon, every night it's a different shape. So it's the same moon, it looks in different shape. Now if you said there's many moons, that'll be your mistake. Just realize it's one Lord, and He comes at different times to fulfill different mission. And we write it down in our scriptures that He came, His father was there, mother was like that. Parashurama, the Kshatriyas used to be afraid of Parashurama. He killed them in numbers like anything. And when Lord Ram came, Parashurama actually challenged him. And then Parashurama got to know Lord Ram is kind of superior to him. But it's wonderful that if you just say there's Dasavatar, you don't get familiar with the avatars, why they came for, who the enemy was. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So whenever there's, you know, decline in religious practice, it can happen even in our time. It's not that in this yuga it went down like that. Even now, some people will be religious and others will be irreligious. So does the Lord just ignore that till really everybody's religious, then He comes? No, the Lord is functioning all the time. And these Dasavatars, when they come, they are, you know, functioning even now. It's not that they came and they go and their effect is gone. No, no, no. They show their presence. So they're around, their influence is around. So anybody who becomes proud, even as Kshatriya, because they are kings, then a Brahmin can come and defeat them. And so there'll be a whole lot of story on that. So please listen carefully, because our Guru Maharaj used to repeat the Dashavatars after every arti. He would actually, we'll say, Mach Kach, Varaha, Nrsimha, all this kind of thing. And I used to think, okay, well, we love Krishna, why do we need to know that? But I read it somewhere that it's very important you know your Dashavatars, because they work on your anarthas. The demons inside you, when you say their names, they chop up those demons within you. And that's why you're then able to love Krishna. Krishna is not one of the avatars. He's avatari. From him, everybody comes. So please, I chant every day Dashavatars names, and so did Jayadev. And if you go to Jagannath Puri, they actually sing the various avatars names like that. So very, very important. So please listen carefully, make notes. He's prepared it nicely. And then after that, there'll be some question answer, if time allows. And then there'll be Aarti. And then there is, the Prasadam has been sponsored today by Naval for his daughter Radhe. Jai, big round of applause. It's her birthday and she's fast asleep. She doesn't know what this is going on, you know. But anyway, we appreciate anybody who wants to celebrate their birthdays, anniversaries or whatever. So you can sponsor the feast, and then you can ask Vidya Prabhu and others, you know, how much it costs. It isn't a lot. It's cheaper than all other temples like that. But you are feeding the Vaishnavas. So I'm encouraging even the devotees, whatever event you have, please sponsor, and you are feeding Vaishnavas, and the benefits you get are amazing. Thank you. Okay, Guru Sevak, over to you.
You should be able to hear.
You can't hear in the... All right. You missed all my speech.
You should be able to hear it. Is it?
Singing was going, I could hear singing.
Yeah.
Or maybe this mic.
Can you hear it now in the kitchen? Yes, okay, great.
It's a radio mic.
Yeah, maybe the radio one, yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate grim yat kripatamaham vande Paramananda Madhava Shri Guru Deenatatham. So, Haribol everyone. So this class I did about 4 weeks ago, as Haridas Prabhu said, for a group that gets together in London. There was some 40, 50 people over, families over Zoom listening, so I thought it would be nice to actually do it in the temple. So this was actually on Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 2, Chapter 7, which is all the schedule incarnations, which it listed literally all of them. And as you can imagine, me preparing for it, I was like, I don't understand how to prepare for it, because it's everything. It's all of the incarnations in summary. So I was like, I can't prepare everything. So I thought, let me pick one. So I picked Parashuramji. But during my research into this, I looked into the different kinds of avatars, and it's quite interesting, actually, the different kinds of avatars the Lord has. Now, as Haridas Prabhu mentioned, we think, okay, we're in ISKCON, we're focusing on Krishna, why do we need to care about the other incarnations? Well, before ISKCON, there was Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami. And if Sukadev Goswami thought it was important for Parikshit Maharaj to hear about the other incarnations, it's important for us too. Because the Lord incarnates for so many different purposes. And every time the Lord incarnates, you can learn something from the incarnation and understand what the Lord actually does every time he comes. Especially for Parashuramji, you have to remember, the Lord comes. Why does the Lord come? Does anyone know? Why does the Lord come? Why does the Lord incarnate? Anji. Perfect. Round of applause, please. So, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Now, Parikshit Maharaj asked the question, how come this seems fair? Does it seem fair that the Lord comes and saves the devotees, but he always comes and kills the demons? So he asked the question, does that seem unfair? Shouldn't he try and save the demons too? So Sukadev Goswami answered, he said, the Lord comes to protect devotees. When the devotees see the Lord, they think, ah, beautiful, the Lord is here. Their faith increases. Because for the demons, when the Lord kills them, they get delivered and go back to Vaikuntha. So both parties are looked after. The devotees fall in love with the Lord, go back to the Lord. The demons get killed by the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada said, if you're fortunate enough to get killed by the Lord, you go back to Godhead. But we don't want to take the risk. We're not going to ever be big enough of a demon for the Lord to incarnate. The Lord will just send some devotee to kill you, then you just get reincarnated. Mahabharata was very special in that because Krishna was present on the battlefield of Mahabharata, when Arjuna was shooting and killing people, they were taking darshan of Lord Krishna, and it said that there's two different kinds of liberations they achieved. If the person being killed by Arjuna thought, this Krishna is just some amazing personality, but is a human being, they would achieve mukti of merging into the Brahmajyoti. That's all they would achieve. But if the person being killed knew this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he would go back to Vaikuntha. So you might be thinking, well, in Mahabharata, how would the opposite side know? Think of who was on the other side. Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya. These are all like Mahajans on the other side. So they would know Krishna is Supreme Lord, but I'm playing a part in this. So Mahabharata was a special because Krishna was there. Even when the Lord is there and the devotees killing, the demons are still becoming delivered. So Parashuramji was the very extreme example of that. One day, I think Pitaji and the devotees remember, Guru Maharaj was doing a yajna here. And we were sitting at the yajna, and Guru Maharaj asked, we were inviting the protectors for the yajna. And so they asked different people. Guru Maharaj asked me, I was only young at the time. And Guru Maharaj said, who shall we invite? And I said, Parashuramji. And Guru Maharaj went, no, don't do it. He's very strict. He's asked us to call for somebody else. If there's any mistake in there, Parashuramji is not going to forgive. So I realized straight away, and there's a reason there for that. So forgive me, it's been about 4 to 6 weeks since I prepared this, so I've got all my notes, so if you see me periodically reading from them, it's because it's been a while since I've done it. So I first looked at the different kinds of incarnations of the Lord. I'll do these in very brief. So there's 6 kinds of incarnations of the Lord. There's the Purusha avatars, the Leela avatars, the Guna avatars, the Manvantar avatars, Yuga avatars, and Shakti Avesha avatars. So the Purusha avatars, it says Krishna is Swayam Rupa, Swayam Bhagwan. So he's the origin, the avatari. From him he expands to Balaram, Baladev expands to Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Sankarshan expands to another Chaturvyu of them, and then Sankarshan there expands to Narayan. From Narayan, he expands again to Sankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And from the second Sankarshan comes Mahavishnu. It's very technical, you don't have to worry about it. Just know Krishna, Narayan, Mahavishnu. Krishna and Narayan are in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. Mahavishnu is in the bit which is not the spiritual world, where all the material worlds are generated. So, Mahavishnu is there, and Mahavishnu is massive. Huge, like unbelievably big. Universes are coming out of the pores of his skin. So you can imagine, like, he's absolutely massive. Like when we go in the plane and we see, oh my God, look at the house, it's like a Lego. And you can't even see the people at a certain point. Can you imagine if we're like that just from viewing it from space and we think we're so important? For Mahavishnu, the universes are like little dots. So like you can see our relative importance. From within the universe, then Garbhodakshai Vishnu comes in. So the Lord expands as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Half the universe is filled with water, Garbhodakshai Vishnu lies, and from his navel comes the lotus and Lord Brahma is born. Then you have Kshirodakshai Vishnu, and he's the Paramatma in everyone's heart. So there's a list then of Leela avatars. So these are the Lord's incarnations which do Leelas. So I'll just list these. You'll be surprised at some of them. 4 Kumaras, Narad Muni, Varaha, Matsya, Yajna, Naranarayan, Kapil Dev, Dattatreya, Hayashisha, Hamsa, Dhruva Priya, or Prishnigarb. So the Lord Vishnu that appeared to Dhruva Maharaj was called Prishnigarb. He was actually born to Prishni and Sutapa, because they had desired to have the son like Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu appeared to them and then went to see Dhruva Maharaj. So it's amazing. We did a drama on that once, I think. And so Prishnigarb. Rishabdev, Prithu, Narsingadev, Kurma, Dhanvantri, Mohini, Vaman, Parashuram, Raghavendra, Lord Ram, Vyasdev, Balaram, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. So these are the Leela avatars. Okay? Then the Guna avatars. Then you got Lord Brahma, who is the incarnation of the mode of passion, Lord Vishnu, incarnation of the mode of goodness, and Lord Shiva, incarnation of the mode of ignorance. So the Manvantar avatars. These are associated with the reign of each Manu. A Manu rules for a certain period of time, then is replaced. The current Manu is Vaivasvat Manu, and he was the king basically at the start when the fish avatar was there. So the Manvantar avatars are Yajna, Vibhu, Satsena, Hari, Vaikunta, Ajita, Vaman, Sarvabhaum, Rishabh, Vishvakshena, Dharmasetu, Sudama, Yogeshvara, Brihadbanu. Then you have the Yuga avatars. So these are the Lord appearing in different colors in various yugas. So it says in Satya Yuga, the Lord appeared in white, in Treta Yuga in red, in Dwapara Yuga blackish, Krishna, and in Kali Yuga he's also blackish, so Kalki. So the Shakti Avesha avatar, this is a bit I was getting to. Now this is very interesting because this is directly from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Srila Prabhupada lists it, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 2246. where he's talking about the different incarnations. So here, the Shakti Avesha avatars are categorized into 1, forms of divine absorption, Bhagavat Avesh. And these are Kapil Dev and Rishabh Dev. And then 2, divinely empowered forms, Shakti Avesha avatar, for whom 7 are foremost. First 2 are going to shock you. Sheshnag in the Vaikuntha world is a Shakti Avesha avatar. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then and it says he is given, Sheshnag is empowered for the personal service of the Supreme Lord. Sva Sevana Shakti, he is empowered with. Then second, Ananta Dev, empowered to bear all the planets on his hoods. Bhudharan Shakti. Now, if I'm understanding right, Srila Prabhupada copied this directly from Bhakti Siddhanta Ji's translation of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it's doubly endorsed. So, third, Lord Brahma, empowered with energy to create the cosmic manifestation, Shrishti Shakti. The 4 Kumaras, empowered to distribute transcendental knowledge, Jnana Shakti. And Narad Muni, empowered to distribute devotional service. So this is Bhakti Shakti. And Maharaj Prithu, empowered to rule and maintain the living entities, Palana Shakti. And Parashurama, specifically empowered to cut down rogues and demons. This is Dushta Dhamana Shakti. So you can see, those that we normally would consider in the Das avatars, some of them are in the Shakti Avesha avatar. And Anantashesh and Sheshnag, you wouldn't even expect to be in there at all, which is why our understanding of Shakti Avesha avatar is not complete. Because if Sheshnag and Anantashesh are in there, we know that's Balaramji. So, to get on to Parashuramji, I'll read from Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is Canto 2, Chapter 7, verse 22. So Sri Prabhupada writes, when the ruling administrators who are Kshatriyas turned astray from the path of the absolute truth, being desirous to suffer in hell, the Lord, as his incarnation as the sage Parashuram, uprooted those unwanted kings, who appeared as the thorns of the earth. Thus he thrice 7 times uprooted the Kshatriyas, so 21 times, with this keenly sharpened chopper. So, it's very interesting, the genealogy. Like Prabhuji showed the other day, there was a big tree of all the families. So, Parashuramji's one is very interesting. So, Parashuramji, so in the lineage, there was a person called Gadi, and he came in the line from Lord Brahma. Now, Gadi is a Kshatriya, and he's a Kshatriya, and he had a daughter called Satyavati, and there was someone called Richik Muni. Now, Richik Muni actually wanted to marry this Satyavati. So he went to Gadi and said, I would like to marry your daughter, as Brahmins do. And so he said, yeah, if you get me 1,000 horses with one black ear, one with one white ear. So he managed to get, Richik Muni managed to find these horses. So yes, he married Satyavati. So in those years, they used to live for thousands, hundreds and thousands of years. So Richik Muni's wife Satyavati and the mother-in-law both desired to have sons. So they said to Richik Muni, because he's a Brahmin, can you do some yajna or something to give us a son? It's for his wife and his mother-in-law. So he prepared, you know, like they have the kheer, like from Lord Ram's yajna, the kheer was there and they had. So Richik Muni prepared that. Split one for his Dharmapatini, because he's a Brahmin, he wanted to have a Brahmin boy. So he empowered that with the ability to have a Brahmin son. And with the other one, he empowered it for a Kshatriya son, because his mother-in-law was from Kshatriya family. So he gave them these two and said, you drink this and you drink this one. He went to have a bath. The mother-in-law thought, Richik Muni will favor his wife. So I bet what he's done is, the better kheer he has given for his wife, and the inferior one he must have given to me. So what she did was, she said to her daughter, Satyavati, you swap. You give me your one, you have mine. So they had it. When Richik Muni returned, he understood what had happened, and he goes, what have you done? and you swapped them around. He goes, okay, fine. So Gadi, even though he's a Kshatriya, he said, you will have a son who is a Kshatriya but has Brahminical qualities. And he goes, and to his wife, Satyavati, he goes, you're going to have a Kshatriya type son, who even though he's a Brahmin, has Kshatriya spirit. And so his Dharmapatni said, please, look, we made a mistake. Please do something to change this. He goes, okay, fine. Your grandson will be a Kshatriya. So Rishik Muni and Satyavati had Jamdagni as their son, who was a Brahmin. And his son Parashuram was, although Brahmin, had a Kshatriya spirit. That's why you don't often find Brahmins going around killing people, because the Kshatriya's job is to control. But because of they had the different kir, it got transmitted. And Gadi had a son called Vishwamitra.
Oh, really?
So you can see Vishwamitra is unusual for a king to want to do so much tapasya. They don't do it. Typically, when people get a little bit of money, they go pagal and start, oh, let me buy this, do that, everything. Vishwamitra was like a saint. He became Raj Rishi and then Brahma Rishi. So this is how Parashuramji's birth was there. So the main person that Parashuramji actually fought with, that he's famous for, is called Kartavirya Arjun. So there are two famous Arjuns. One everyone knows from Mahabharata as Arjun that fought on the battlefield. Then there's the other Arjun, Kartavirya Arjun. Now, he was actually amazing. So he was actually born to a great emperor called Kartavirya. And it's said actually that he is the incarnation of Sudarshan Chakra.
Who is?
Kartavirya Arjun, Sahasrabahu. And you might think, well, where's that written? Well, in the Narad Puran, I'll read from it here. It said, various kings like Kartavirya and others are born and get dissolved on the earth according to their deeds. Then, how did this excellent king, superseding others, attain the status of one worthy of being served? And Sanat Kumar said, listen, O Narad, what I say, for dispelling your doubts. Kartavirya attained the status of one worthy of being served. He was the incarnation of Sudarshan Chakra on the earth. And after serving Dattatreya, he became excellent. So there's actually a leela behind this, why Sudarshan actually took birth on the earth. Because Sudarshan is the Lord's weapon. So the Lord always uses it to kill all the demons. Wherever you heard of Lord Vishnu killing a demon, what happens? Lord Vishnu turns up, fights for a little while, picks up Sudarshan Chakra, and you know, that's game over after that. So Narad Muni once went to Vaikunta, and he was praising Lord Vishnu, saying, oh, you killed so many demons. You do so amazing. You killed this demon, this demon, this demon. And he said that the Sudarshan Chakra, there's a deity behind it. There's a personality, Sudarshan. And he'd become very proud, saying, see, I killed so many people, I killed so many demons. So Narad Muni kept praising Lord Vishnu, and Sudarshanji got really annoyed by this. And he goes, don't you know, it's me that kills all the demons. Vishnu doesn't do it, I do it. And Lord Vishnu called him and said, okay, fine. You go and incarnate on the earth, and we'll meet and fight and see what happens. So this is why he was actually born as Kartavirya Arjun. And it's said, you can see that he was incredible devotee because Prahlad Maharaj, Kartavirya Arjun, all studied under Dattatreya and achieved perfection in devotional service. So this is an example, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, verse 4. Prabhupada, it's in the actual translation. The valuable time of one's life must therefore be fully engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Then other desirable achievements are automatically gained. But even after achieving such achievements, one should be on guard against the pitfalls of offenses at the feet of the devotees. The vivid example is Kartavirya Arjun, who achieved all such perfection by devotional service. But because of his offense at the lotus feet of a devotee, he was killed by Parashuram. So he actually achieved perfection in devotional service. Everyone's trying to become a pure devotee, yeah? I've become pure, then it's just smooth sailing from there. But it's not, because you can get to that level when you're doing bhakti, which is anya vilashita shunyam jnana karma adi anavrita. You're not doing it with any kind of mixture of jnana or karma. You're pure devotee, but if you commit an offense against the lotus feet of a devotee, the Lord will finish you. The Sri Prabhupada is giving the example here. So can you imagine, you got Prahlad Maharaj next to you, who Lord Nrsimhadev appeared to. You got Sudarshan as Kartavya Arjun learning of Dattatreya, who's the incarnation of the Lord. You can't get better than that. But still, because of an offense against the lotus feet of a devotee, and I'm about to tell you how that happened. So, one day, Kartavya Arjun is out hunting, and he came to the ashram of Jamadagni Muni. Now, in those days, the Brahmins would live very, very simply. It would just be a hut on the bank of river like the Ganges, Saraswati, or Gangaji, Saraswati, or Yamunaji. So they would just stay there like that. They wouldn't have a massive load of opulences or anything like that. So Kartavya Arjun comes with a whole army and everything like that. And they're on their way back to the capital city after fighting. So he stops and says, I'm stopping here for a little while. I'd just like to stay near your hermitage. If you got some refreshments, can you give them to my soldiers? So Jamadagni said, no problem, no problem. He's got Kamdenu cow. He brings Kamdenu out, wish fulfilling. He says, Kamdenu, right, we need to serve all of these things. From the cow, so many palaces, everything like that came out, paraphernalia, everything. And the king got shocked thinking, my God, this Brahman's got more opulence than I do. And immediately he told Jamadagni, he said, look, the king should have the best of everything. Give me this cow. And Jamadagni said, no, I need to do my yagyas. When I do Agnihotra yagyas, this cow provides me all the paraphernalia, everything like that for the worship. So he didn't listen, Kartavya Arjun, and he just forcibly took Kamadenu away. And as he was going, Kamdenu was screaming, saying, please save me, save me. And Jamadagni was feeling very sad, thinking, my God, the Kamdenu is being kidnapped. I can't do anything because he's a Brahmin. It literally is, in those days, you remember the Kshatriyas was something amazing as well. It's not like anyone could, it's not like you just pick a fight with them. They'll annihilate you, like they're incredible. So Jamadagni was thinking, well, what can I do? I can't do anything. And then he said, when Parashuramji found out, immediately he got angry. He picked up his bow, picked up his axe, and went after Kartavya Arjun. And he said, Kartavya Arjun almost had gotten back to his capital city. And he turned around and he saw a man with matted hair, an axe in his hand and a bow just coming straight towards the capital. And immediately he started shaking, thinking, oh my God, who is this person? Single-handedly he's coming? I've got a whole army. So he sent 17 Akshohini divisions after him. And just for knowledge, Mahabharata had 18 altogether in Mahabharata, and he sent 17 after one person. Parashurama worked his way and killed all of them very, very easily. One. And these were warriors of old, arguably like amazing, on an amazing level. Parashuramji killed all of them. Then Kartavya Arjun thought, my God, this is crazy. And he said Parashuramji moved at the speed of the mind. That's how fast he moved. He just moved at the speed of the mind. Shh, everyone gone. And Kartavya Arjun thought, right, I've got 1,000 arms. So he picked up 500 bows and started shooting at Parashuramji. Parashuramji picked up his bow, all the bows finished, and chopped off all of his arms. And then he went straight up to, Kartavya Arjun with his axe and decapitated him. And took the cow back to Jamadagni. And all of the sons of Kartavya Arjun ran away. They thought, we don't want to get killed, and they just ran from the battlefield. So when he came back, Jamadagni actually told him, you shouldn't have done this. He goes, the king is the representative of the Supreme Lord. You should go and do Prayashchitta now for a whole year. So you can see Jamadagni, even after all of this, the Brahminical qualities came through. He said, Parashuram, you shouldn't have done this. You're like, go on pilgrimage for a whole year. So that happened, And then there's another incident. So a little bit about Kartavir Arjun. You might think, maybe this Kartavir Arjun, how powerful really was he? Maybe you're saying he's Sudarshan, but where's the proof? You know, where's some amazing activity that he did? So you've all heard of Ravan, yeah? Everyone heard of Ravan? He's a pretty powerful guy, yeah? So one day, Ravan was in Narmada River and he was doing worship to Lord Shivji. And Kartavir Arjun was bathing a little bit further upriver. And with his 1,000 arms, he blocked the current of the whole river. And all the river stopped, and Ravan couldn't find any water to do his puja. So he goes, who's doing this? And Ravan went upriver and saw Kartavir Arjun, started to fight with him. Again, this is Ravan, conqueror of the whole universe. Kartavir Arjun very quickly defeated him and carried him behind his back, his arm. And Ravan's crying, let me go, let me go. Ravan's grandfather, Pulastamuni, had to come and ask, please, can you release my son? It's like, we know when you get in a fight and then your mum and dad comes and goes, let him go. It's like that. So you can see, Kartavir Arjun is so powerful, he defeated Ravan very quickly. It wasn't a big fight, he just defeated him. So that's how powerful Kartavir Arjun is. So Parashurama, when he killed him, this is an incredible feat. So, one day, Renukaji, that's Jamdagani's Dharmapatni, she actually went to the river to collect some water and flowers for the worship that Jamdagni was doing. And there she saw some Gandharvas bathing and dancing and stuff. And one of the Gandharvas, Chitrarath, he was the main Gandharva and he had all of his wives. And so she was watching this, their dancing and their performance and stuff. And within her mind, very fleetingly, she desired the association of Chitrarath. And it's very fleeting. And because that came in, she dismissed it, she took the offering, and because she'd gotten delayed by watching this performance, Jamdagni, the time for his puja had gone past. So when she went back, she knew, my husband's going to know, because he's Tikal Darshi, he can read, he'll be able to know, exactly read my mind and know. So when she went there, she just stood there. And Jamdagni realized there was adultery in her mind. So you might think, oh my God, in the mind also as well? This is different for Kali Yuga. In the previous yugas, karmas weren't done just by, let's say if I'll never think of doing this. If I slapped Rutuj, okay? If I think about slapping him, but I don't slap him now, you can't get angry, do you? I mean, am I thinking about slapping you now? You don't know. I'm not, obviously, but it doesn't even count as karma. And if I tell him, I'm going to slap you, you know, can he say that I've slapped him? No, he can't. Because thoughts and words don't make karma. In Kali Yuga, only actions do. But in the previous ages, thoughts, words, and actions do. So when she simply thought in her mind of being with Chitrarath, it was classed as actually adultery. So Jamdagni actually said to his sons one by one, said to his first son, okay, I want you to kill your mother. He goes, that's the punishment he chose. And the son said, I'm not going to do this. He went through every single one of his sons. And when he went to the last son, Parashurama, Parashuramji looked at him and he goes, okay, I'll do it. Picked up the axe, killed his mother and all of the rest of his brothers. And you might think, oh, that's so harsh. Parashuramji knew the power of his father. He knew if he doesn't do it, Jamdagni will curse him. But if he does it, he can ask from Jamdagni to bring his mother and all of his brothers back to life and make it so they don't remember that he killed them. That's an important factor. Like, if you kill someone and bring them back to life, they remember, hey, you killed me a minute ago. So once he did it, Jamdagni said, okay, I'm very pleased. You asked for some boon. He goes, can you bring my mother and brothers back to life and make sure that they don't remember? So Jamdagni said, Tathastu, and they were all back to life again. So you can see this is the power of the sages. Don't think in the previous ages that all the sages were powerless. They just do a little bit of mala, say some nice words. No, they had incredible powers. So Jamdagni did this wonderful thing, and Parashuramji saw the power of his father's austerities. So something happened one day when Parashuramji was he was away from the actual hermitage. Those so many sons of Kartaviri Arjun that ran away, they decided to take revenge. So they came back to there and they actually killed Jamdagni. And they cut his head off. And when Parashuramji came, his mother told him, look what's happened to your father. And Parashuramji grieved. And he said he put his father's head with the body, lamented for some time, and then he went to Mahishmati Puri. And the sons of Kartaviri Arjun were there, and they knew, we haven't got a chance. But they fought him anyway. And Parashuramji, he made a mountain out of their heads. And because the Kshatriyas, the ruling class, had become so degraded, 21 times Parashuramji killed all of the miscreant Kshatriyas, 21 times all over the world. And it's said that the Kshatriyas were so afraid of Parashuram after that point, Parashuramji had basically conquered the world. So he gave all the directions to the different priests. Said that Parashuramji was then the emperor because he killed all the Kshatriyas, so he was in charge of the world. So it said he gave the eastern direction to the priest that performed the sacrifice. When he did a sacrifice at the end of all this to purify himself, he gave the eastern direction to him. The south he gave to Lord Brahma. The west to a priest conversant with Yajurved. The north to the reciter of the prayers from Samaved. And the other directions he gave to Kashyap Muni. So in that bit he gave to Kashyap Muni was the planet Earth. Now this is really important. Kashyap Muni, he said to Kashyap Muni, what would you like, boon would you like from me? You've given me this thing. Kashyap Muni said, okay, the boon I'd like to ask is that you never stay one night on planet Earth. You can come, but you can't stay the night. So he said, okay, that's fine, I agree to that. That's really important later on, when Parashuramji meets Lord Ram. Because remember, at this point, the whole earth has been given to Kashyap Muni. So there's two big fights that Parashuramji was in, which is of special interest to people like me who love to hear fights from the scriptures. Because, come on, you see all these Marvel movies and all that, that's made up, or Superman and Batman and all this stuff. These are actual itihas. And I was speaking to, I think, Vidya Prabhu earlier, and I was saying, when I hear these itihases of these incredible Bharatiya Kshatriyas, it makes me think Hindus are not weak. We come from ancestors that fought in incredible battles, that were the most powerful Kshatriyas who ruled the entire world. They were emperors of the world. So don't think, oh, Bharatiya people are not fighters, Hindus are not fighters. No, we just need to wake up. That's all it is, and realize our ancestry. So, Parashuramji, he actually met Lord Ram. Those of you do know this. And it's said that Lord Shiva's bow, which Lord Ramachandra broke in the ceremony, in Valmiki Ramayana, on the way back, they suddenly saw all lightning and everything like that, and everyone became petrified because they knew what was coming next. And Parashuramji started walking, and all the Kshatriyas started trembling. And he said, Dashramai went up to him and tried to say something to Parashuramji. Parashuramji just ignored him and just carried on walking. And he went up to Lord Ram and he goes to him, I hear you broke the bow of Lord Ramachandra. He goes, I've brought this other bow with me. He goes, this is the Vaishnava Dhanush bow. There were two of these bows made, one given to Lord Shiva, one given to Lord Vishnu, both equally powerful. And he goes, you've broken Lord Shivji's one, great, I give that to you. This is Vaishnava Dhanu. This was given to my grandfather Richika, and Lord Vishnu directly gave it to him. And he's passed it down to me. He goes, let's see if you can break this one. And he said, Lord Ram, as he was holding it, Lord Ram grabbed it from his hand, pulled it immediately, strung it in one motion, and put an arrow on it straight away. And he said, okay, I've done it now. Parashuramji was shocked. Remember, this is the personality who's killed all the Kshatriyas, and Kartaviri Arjun, who's more powerful than Ravan. He was not expecting this. He didn't realize Lord Ramachandra is the supreme personality of Godhead. So Lord Ramachandra said, once I put an arrow on a bow, I have to shoot it. It's my dharma. Now, what would you like me to do? You've been doing so much penances for so many years. Either I destroy all of the results of that, or I destroy your ability to travel by the speed of the mind. And Parashuramji said, no, don't destroy that ability. Because I've given the whole world to Kashyap Muni, and he said, I can't stay here at night. If you destroy my ability to travel, I won't be able to get back to Mahendra Parvat, where I've been staying. He goes, so you can destroy my austerities, it's fine. So Lord Ram shot the arrow, and all Parashuramji's austerities were destroyed. Now, you might think, what's some austerities? Maybe he did some Japmala for a few days, few months. No, when the sages used to do all these austerities, they would build up so much yogic Shakti. And this is why, whenever some sages would start to do some really powerful tapasya, they say there's a screw loose on Indra's throne, and it starts to vibrate. And he's thinking, what's happening? Someone's doing some tapasya. Maybe they might take my position. So immediately Indra will send all the apsaras, go and distract this person, so that they don't become too powerful. So these austerities make one even qualified to become Indra. So this is why, don't think these austerities are just nothing. So Parashuramji then went back. So he had given up fighting at that point. Parashuramji decided, I'm going to become a teacher. And one of the main students of Parashuramji was Bhishma Dev, most famous student, most famous. And Gangaputra Bhishma is so incredible, he's one of the 8 Vasus from a previous birth. And even in that, they're demigods, and even in that, they had so much knowledge of warfare and weaponry and everything like that. So Bhishma Dev was that reincarnated. So everyone knows that Bhishma Dev had done a vow of celibacy. I don't want to get married. But the actual dynasty of the Kuru dynasty had to carry on. So there's Vichitravirya and Chitrangad. They wanted to get married. So Bhishma Pitama said, there's Swayamvaras happening all over Bharat. You should go to them. And his mother, Satyavati, told him, why don't you go, Bhishma? Go to the Swayamvara. You are literally the greatest of all fighters. No king can dare challenge you. Because Bhishma Pitama literally was. He was so legendary, like, you just couldn't beat him. So Bhishma Pitama would go to this Swayamvar, and there was Amba, Ambalika, and Ambika there. And when they went to choose the husbands, Bhishma stopped the proceedings and said, hold on, out of all the Kshatriyas here, who is better here than me? Who's a greater Kshatriya than me? Everyone just had their head down because they heard of Bhishma. And he goes, okay, I'll be taking all 3 of the princesses now. Come, I wish to marry you to the king of Hastinapur. So on the way there was one of them, let me get this right, is it Ambika? Sorry, Amba. Yeah, Amba. So on the way back to Hastinapur, she said to Bhishma Pitama, there's a king of Salva. I had a previous relationship with him. I was going to choose him as my husband, and now you've abducted. And Bhishma Dev said, sorry, my mistake. You can go back to him. That's fine. So she goes back to Salva, and Salva says, no, you've been with another man now. She goes, no, I was just on the way back to Hastinapur with him. He goes, no, I don't want someone that's been with someone else. And then she was like, what do I do now? So she went back to Bhishma Pitama when he reached Hastinapur and said, well, he's turned me down. So I said to Gangaputra Bhishma, well, you marry me then. And he said, I'm a brahmachari. He probably wasn't wearing saffron or anything, but everyone knew he's Bhishma Pitama, a brahmachari. So he goes, I can't marry you. I've done a vow, lifelong brahmachari. And so Amba said, no, you abducted me. It's because of you I can't marry this person. You should marry me. And Bhishma Pitama says, sorry, I'm not going to give up my pratigya for anyone. So she thought, right, I'm going to go and tell your guru. So she went straight to Parashuramji, and she worshipped Parashuramji. Parashuramji pleased with her, says, what would you like? He goes, I want to marry your disciple, Bhishma. He's abducted me, this situation that happened. So Parashuramji called Bhishma, and he said, you must marry this girl. And Bhishma Pitama said, Reverend Gurudev, I can't. I've vowed to do this. And then Parashuramji said to Ambika, he said, look, I can't convince him. I've told him, what do you want me to do? Shall I fight him? Parashuramji said, I've given up fighting. I can't do this. And so he turned away Amba. And then one of Parashuramji's, a sage that used to stay with him called Akritvana, reminded Parashuram that he vowed not to abandon anyone that came to him for help. He said, look, you've also vowed you can't abandon anyone that came to you for help. You have to fight Bhishma. So as you can imagine, Parashuramji, famous for killing all the Kshatriyas, and Bhishma, practically invincible, they go on to Kurukshetra, the battlefield. So Bhishma Pitama comes on a beautiful chariot, so many weapons, horses, everything like that, and he sees Parashuram walking barefoot on the earth. On one side, and you can imagine the scene, matted hair, beautiful bow, axe in hand, and Parashuramji saw, and Bhishma Pitama said, Gurudev, please take a chariot. Yeah, I'm on a chariot, you should be on a chariot. And Parashuramji said, the earth is my chariot. Wow. And so Bhishma Pitama got down from the chariot, went to his Gurudev, paid obeisances, and asked for blessings. And he said, what blessing would you like? He said, victory. And so his Gurudev blessed him with victory. He said, I'm glad you came and asked for my Ashirvad. If you hadn't, I would have destroyed you. So the battle started, and it said it went on for 23 days. Now Mahabharata, for example, went on for 18 days. And these are two warriors which are next level to anyone in Mahabharata. 23 days it went. They were firing divyastras back and forth, up to the topmost level. And neither of them were gaining victory over the other. So, at night, Bhishma Pitama on the 23rd day at night, he had a dream and remembered his previous birth. In his previous birth as a Vasu, there was a weapon that he and only he had. And this was called Prashwapastra that he had. And what this would do, it would put his opponent to sleep on the battlefield. And once you put the opponent to sleep, you disarm them and they're defeated. So he remembered that in his dream, that it was from his previous birth and only he had it. And the next day, when he actually went to fight, as he was fighting, he remembered his dream. And he remembered, I've got this weapon from a previous birth. So he started to do the invocation mantras, and the weapon appeared in his hand. And immediately Narad Muni appeared before him and said, stop, don't use this. He goes, if you use this on your spiritual master, it will defame your spiritual master. And similarly on the other side, Parashuramji's ancestors appeared to him and said, stop this fight now. Bhishma Deva has won. He goes, Bhishma has been victorious, but he's not using it on you. And when Parashuramji heard this, Parashuramji put his bow and withdrew from the fight, and he blessed Bhishma Deva. So you can see, the Lord is so incredible. He even empowered his devotee, great devotee like Bhishma Deva, to be able to fight him. And you can see, even the person that he fought previous to that, Kartavirya Arjun, is Sudarshan Chakra. And who is Ravan? Jay and Vijay. So actually, the Lord can only find devotees worthy to fight against. The demons aren't much of a challenge to him at all. So the Lord tells his devotees, come, I wish to fight a little bit. Even when Lord Krishna came, Jambavan was there. It said that at the end of the Ravan war, Jambavan was saying to Lord Ram, I don't feel like I've fought enough yet. I haven't got it out of my system. And Lord Ram said, don't worry. When I come again, I'll please you in battle. So when Krishna fought Jambavan, for so many days they fought. And he said it was like iron fists hitting each other. And then at one point at the end, Jambavan started to get tired. And he thought, who is this person? How am I getting tired, but he's not? And that's where he asked, he goes, who are you? He goes, you don't recognize me yet? Oh, I'm Lord Ram. And then Jambavan's like, oh my God. So you can see when the Lord even desires to fight. If the Lord can have such a Kshatriya spirit, don't think it's wrong for the men to have a Kshatriya spirit. The duty of the men is to protect women and the children. That's the dharma of a man. This is not the previous ages where you got Keke or someone that's going to come and fight for you on the battlefield. In this age, Kali Yuga, this is there. This is why we have. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to get all of the disciples to train in jiu-jitsu. Yep, he used to do that because then it was even more dangerous. The devotees know they used to become attacked. People used to come and attack the sages and they would need to defend. Why do you think Vishwamitra would do penances with a bow nearby? He would do penances with a bow nearby because just in case someone comes. And the only time that he didn't engage in battle was when he was doing a Vishvashanti Yajna. Because it's for Vishvashanti. If he gets angry while doing the Yajna is finished. That's why he had to go and get Lord Ram to fight. Otherwise, the sages would be well trained in fighting themselves to defend Dharma and to defend others. Think about it. Where did Lava and Kush learn to fight? Was it from Lord Ram?
No.
Where was it from? Valmiki. And when Lava and Kush fought, Lakshman, Hanuman, Bharat, Shatrughan, did they beat them? Yes, they did. Lava and Kush, when they fought, when the Ashva was there, they defeated all of them. They learned all of that from Valmiki. Where did Lord Ram learn fighting from? Vashishtha Muni. So even the Brahmins knew how to fight. They just, when it was the right time, they would fight, just like Parashurama did. So this is all part of our Sanskriti. Understand and appreciate that the Lord and his devotees, Guru Maharaj used to say, do not confuse humility with weakness. And that's a really important thing. It's good for devotees to have spiritual strength and material strength. That's why Balaram or Baladev is said, Baladev gives material and spiritual strength. So the two are required for you to engage steadfast. Even Prabhuji that came, Braj Sundar Prabhu, he said to me, I think I need to get fit now because I've got a lot of work to do for Krishna and I need a strong body so I can do all this preaching that I'm doing. I said, yes, Prabhuji, definitely. Talk to Tamal Prabhu, he'll tell you all about the gym. So even he was saying, I've got so much preaching work to do, I should be fit and healthy. So I'll leave you with that at the end. Parashuram Ji ki Jai Ho. Yeah, any questions?
Well, let's do. Yeah, so it goes on the YouTube. One. You mentioned Pulastimuni earlier on.
Yeah.
Is that the same Pulastimuni who also...
Pulastimuni was mentioned earlier on. Is it the same Pulastimuni who then also brought Govardhan from another Dweep? We are in Jambu Dweep, Bharatvarsha Jambu Dweep. But Pulastimuni, I recall, is connected with another Dweep.
I'm not sure, but that is the famous Pulastamani, because this Vishrava is his son. Because Ravan's ancestry was Brahman, it's only because his mum, Kekashi, was a demon. But Pulastamani's vanshaj is amazing. So yeah, it probably is the same one. Yeah.
And I think it's in the Ramcharitmanas with this encounter with Parashurama and Lord Ram. It's slightly different in there.
Yeah, it's in the Swavar, yeah.
Because different kalpas, different things.
Yeah.
happen. But there, the question arose, where do I release this arrow now? I've mounted it, I need to release it. Where shall I send it? And there, the answer which I liked was that I've destroyed the Kshatriyas 21 times all over the planet. Perhaps during the battle I may have killed some innocent people. So there might be some bad karma somewhere waiting for me. Can you shoot it there, please?
Oh, lovely answer. Yeah. Very nice.
Anybody else?
Any other questions? Okay, if everyone can stand up, we'll do Aarti. Jai Hari. We'll do some Kirtan that way.
Want me to play?
Madhura Maradanga Bhaje Paramarsala Shankha Bhaje Gandha Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Shankha Bhaje Gandha Bhaje Madhur Madhur Madhura Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Aho Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujjavala Kala Dese Vanamala Kore Jalamala Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gatada Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe Gaura Sampada Jayo Jayo Chande Aroti Kashoba Janavi Tatavane Jagamanaloba Agorange Aroti Shoma Jada Janamanaloba Namayo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Sunyavadi Pashata Deshetarine Namaste
Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Sunyavadi Pashata Deshetarine
Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta
Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita tani 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 tai Gauranga. Nitai tani tani tai Gauranga.
Jagannath Swami Nayan Patgami Nayan Patgami Bhavat mein Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Swami Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Swami Jayo Jagannath Nilachal Chandra Swami Jagannath Nilachal Madhava Pyare Jagannath Nilachal Chandra Swami Jagannath Nilachal Madhava Pyare Jagannath Jagannath Swami Nayan Patgami Nayan Patgami Bhavatu mein Swami Nayan Patgami Nayan Patgami Bhavatu mein Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Sham Sundar Pyare Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jagannath Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jagannath Swami Nayan Patgami Nayan Patgami Bhavatu mein Jagannath Swami Nayan Patgami Nayan Patgami Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Swami Jayo Jagannath Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jai Jagannath Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Sachinandana Gaura Hare Vishnu Priya Paradana Nadiya Bihari Sachinandana Gaura Hare Vishnu Priya Paradana Nadiya Bihari Nandana Gaura Hare Vishnu Priya Paradana Nadiya Bihari Jayo 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 Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe Mani Ma Mani Ma Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma Mani Ma Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Madhusudan 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 Jayo Madhusudan Jaya Shri Madhusudan Shri Madhusudan Shri Madhusudan Jaya Shri Madhusudan Raghunandan Raghava Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Raghunandan
Mega high.
Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Raghunandan Raghava Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Raghunandan Raghava Rama Siya Rama Hare 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 Siya Hari Bol. Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jagat Guru. Gaura Premana Rivol Jaya Vishnupat Paramamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Sastri Srimati Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai, ISKCON Vibhidi founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Sachinanda Chan ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madhav Shri Radha Raman Lal ki jai, Shri Manima Shri Madhusudan Shri Giriraj ki jai, Prem se ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki jai, Hari Naam Sankirtan Yajna ki jai, Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai, ISKCON Coventry Yatra ki jai, ISKCON Worldwide Yatra ki jai, Gaura Premananda Hari Bol. All glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees, all glories to Guru Shri Gauranga. So we have a birthday girl amongst us today, 1 year old. So Ritika, you can sing the Singarthi? Please come forward.
Keep singing. I agree.
Stop scaring the children.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy first birthday, little man.
Namaste Narasingh